Hi, my name is Shalisha. I chose Miss Zhang as my pro photographer. She has done fashion magazine covers for Bazaar and Elle, among others. She is also a Forbes 30 Under 30 honoree and a fashion and fine art photographer and director in New York and Tokyo. I chose one of her collection that I feel is a mix of violence and fragility. And I just love what it said. Now, I had some trouble with backgrounds. Finally, took a fellow student's advice and used a white background that I could change later in Photoshop, and was able to get the look I was going for. Here you see my model's hand. I actually created the blood using chocolate syrup and red food coloring. I couldn't find a butterfly in town anywhere, so I decided to use a similar size and color flower instead. I felt it gave the same sort of story. Here you can see some screenshots of my process, just cutting out my model's arm and then pasting it into a black background, which, by the way, later on I discovered I could have just selected my background, turned it black with the paint bucket. Instead, I covered my white background with a black rectangle. So the look is achieved, but I think I could have done it slightly differently. All right. During this process here, I also learned the concept of smoothing my edges on my selection. I had a problem with getting my layer masks to work. During this process, I found that if I went to modify and then smooth, then hit my layer mask, it worked perfectly. Here you can see a comparison of her photo and mine. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, but I felt the story behind them were very similar. I love all of her fashion photography, even though fashion is not my forte, and her fine art photography. And I look forward to getting into doing more fine art photography myself and experimenting with that.